All right, so in this problem, we've got a curve. It's a quadratic. It's opening down. And then we've got a line. And we're trying to find the area between these two curves. All right, so you can get a situation like this where you're trying to find the area between two curves. It's typically not going to be bounded by the x or the y axis. It's just going to be bounded by the two curves. And what you do in this situation is basically subtract the top function, the bottom function from the top function. Now in this case, it's not uncommon that we need to find the intersection points because they're going to be our boundaries. And all we got to do is make these two functions equal to each other and then solve for x, and those will be the boundaries because the boundaries are going to be the x values of a and b, the 2 points of intersection. So let's go ahead and start looking at that. If we write this, negative x squared plus 11x minus 18 equals negative 2x plus 12. Well, it's a quadratic, but let's go ahead and get everything on one side, make it equal to 0. It's going to be a negative x squared. I don't like that because I'm going to try to factor it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply everything by negative 1. And now I can factor it, and I'm going to find that x is going to equal 10 and x is equal 3. That makes this point right here 10 and this point 3. All right, so those are our boundaries. And so now all I've got to do is set it up. And if you're not in the habit, I want you to go ahead and write it, but we're going to take the top function and subtract the bottom function. So the top function is the quadratic, and then we're going to minus the linear function. Remember to subtract all of it, not just the first term. And so it ends up looking like this. And now when I go ahead and combine my like terms, I'm going to get negative x squared plus 13x minus 30. And I'm going to take the integral of this with the boundaries being 10 and 3 and with respect to x. And so now all I got to do is make my integral. And I'm going to have this. And now all I'm going to do is clean this up a little bit, simplify it. And then I've got my integral function, and I'm going to use both 10 and 3. I'm going to substitute both those values in and then subtract them to find the total area, and I'll be good to go. So in this case, we're going to find out that when I substitute 10 in, I get a 16 and 2/3, and when I substitute a 3 in, I get a negative 40.5. And so when I subtract those, I'm going to end up with 57 and 1/6. And we're good to go. So I hope that helps. Thanks for watching.